So this is the time in 1980. A little girl went camping with her family in the jungle. Passing by the river, she hears a girl singing. She looks at the little girl while plucking the flowers and calls her to her side. The girl's name was Rose. She began to show the little girl magic tricks. Suddenly, a lot of people came from somewhere in the jungle who were looking at the little girl in a strange way. The little girl got scared. Then Rose said to her, "Don't worry, they're all my friends." The little girl didn't leave in fear. That's why Rose held the little girl's hand. After that, all these people come close to the little girl and kill her. And then we see the little girl's eyes shining. Later, we learned the truth that Rose and all her companions were from the satanic cult of vampires, who ate children or didn't drink their blood. In fact, they were looking for children from all over the world who had shine in them. Shine is called God-gifted magic in this movie. And then, after killing the children with shine, the steam that comes out of their insides, these people eat it and live for thousands of years. Now the scene is cut and we are shown the Overlook Hotel, where a child is riding a cycle. The child's name is Danny. Now this child named Danny sees a ghost of an old woman in the washroom of his hotel. He was very scared when he saw it. When he returned home from that hotel, he even stopped talking. This was going on for many days. Now his mom was also very worried about him. Now one day, in his city, he comes to meet a soul in the Overlook Hotel, whom Danny was able to see because he also had shine, magical powers. This soul tells him that when I was little, I also had shine. But his shine was many times less than Danny's. That's why when he went inside the Overlook Hotel, nothing happened to him. But when Danny went inside the Overlook Hotel, all the souls present there woke up, because all those souls were hungry for shine. But they wanted to kill Danny and wanted to take his shine. That's why he's still after Danny. This soul has come to tell Danny something now. He gives Danny a box and says, "Look, this is a magic trick that my grandmother taught me. With this, you will imprison all those souls who are behind you in this box." Danny asks so many souls in this box, "How?" In response, he says, "You will actually create this box in your mind, and you will imprison all those souls in it." Now, listening to this soul, Danny goes to his home's washroom, where he started seeing that old soul. There he goes and creates a box in his mind, and imprisons that soul. After that, he was feeling very relaxed, and his mom was also happy with this. Now, this is where the scene gets cut, and the scene after 31 years is shown, where Danny has grown up now and his mom is dead. Danny's life was complete nonsense. He had become an alcoholic, and in this addiction, he also fights with a man. Seeing this, a girl is very impressed with him and takes him to her house. In the morning, when Danny wakes up with her, he saw that there was no money in his wallet, so he stole money from the girl's wallet. And then the soul present there told him, "You are doing wrong." But Danny didn't pay attention to him. The scene gets cut, and in a theater, we are introduced to a girl named Andy, who also had a shine, and she can hypnotize anyone with her shine. She hypnotizes many people in the theater, and makes them unconscious, and then steals money from their wallet and runs away. While doing this, Rose's eyes fell on her and she thought, why not make this girl a member of her cult, so that it will be easier for her to kidnap children? Now Rose somehow meets Andy, and invites her to join her cult. But why would Andy join her cult? And why would she work with her to kidnap children? Then Rose explains to her, "Look, we are vampires and we live on the stream of shiny children. Not a little, but thousands of years." Hearing this, Andy gets impressed and joins their cult. In the evening, all these vampires do some rituals to include Andy in their cult, because of which Andy was in a lot of pain. After this, Andy is smelled the shine of the same boy, who was killed at the start of the movie. And after that, finally, Andy becomes a part of their cult. That is, she becomes a vampire who eats shine. Now after the scene, we are shown a little girl, Abra. Today is her birthday, and a lot of people have come to her birthday. Her dad has also called a magician for her birthday. The magician shows a lot of magic tricks. Impressed by the magician's magic tricks, Abra goes home and teaches her parents her magic tricks. She had hung all the spoons on the roof while controlling them with her mind, and then dropped them down. And because of doing this magic, her mom and dad were very scared. At the same time, by doing this magic, both Danny and Rose had sensed it. That is, both of them had found out about the existence of a shiny human being. Anyway, now Danny wanted to improve his life. That's why he comes to another city and meets a person named Billy, who helps him get a house and a job. He also wanted to quit alcohol here. For this, he had also joined a rehabilitation center. Now at night, when he was sleepy, a girl and her child's ghost came to meet him. Seeing this, he was very scared, because last night, he was with this girl. The girl told him that she died due to drug overdose, and her child was killed due to hunger. No one knows about the death of both of them yet, and their bodies are still lying on the bed. Knowing this, Danny is shocked. To reduce this shock, he wanted to drink alcohol again, but then he didn't. Anyway, the next day, we see Danny in the rehabilitation center, where he got a job in a cell there. Here, such people were kept very close to death due to any illness. Here, Danny meets an old man who was very close to death, but he was scared of death. So Danny goes to him, and with the power of his shine, he shows him good memories of his life. And thus, his death becomes easy for him. Now, because of using Danny's shine, Abra found out about Danny. She found out that there is a man in another city who has shine. She contacts Danny with her shine, I.E. her magical power, and writes hello on the wall of his room. Danny also found out that this work is of a girl who has shine. He also starts talking to her. And Abra is happy to know that she is not alone in the world who has shine. There are many more people here. Anyway, the story goes on for 8 years. And we see Danny again, who is completely sober now. And he helps people in their easy death. That is, in the difficult time of death, he shows good memories to people, and thus, his death becomes easy for them. That is why he became famous in the city as Dr. Sleep. We see that because of their shine, Abra and Danny talk to each other every day. But they have never met each other. We meet Rose and her cult group who were dying of hunger because they were not getting the children with shine. Rose now finds out that a member of her cult group, who was almost 1,000 years old, who was dying because of not getting shine or hunger. To save him, Rose opens her thermos, in which she had collected a lot of shine. She dries it and saves that person's life. Here, Rose's companion finally finds another child with shine. This child is hypnotized by Andy and kidnapped. They bring him to a nearby park and tie him to the ground, and start torturing him every day. And all these people fall on Shine, the child that was emerging from him. Abra, while sitting afar, senses his pain and torture, and screams a lot. Because of the death of that child, Abra was very much traumatized. She also writes to Danny on the wall and tells him that a murder has taken place. All these vampires bury the child after taking his steam. Rose tells her whole cult that someone has sensed them. Someone has known them. Someone has known that they've committed a murder. And the child who has found out has 1,000 times more shine than a normal person. And if we catch her and kill her, we can stay alive with her shine for 10 years without killing anyone. Now Abra, who was curious about the child's murder, about who killed him, takes information about the lost children on the internet, where she finds out about the dead children. Now she goes into the child's memories to find out what happened to him and who killed him. She had found out about the vampire cult. She was just investigating the child's murder more when she suddenly reached Rose's mind. Rose, who was in a grocery shop at that time, had also seen Abra in her mind. She goes to a mirror to see her face. Seeing her, she was about to control herself when Abra immediately broke her connection with Rose. And so suddenly, Rose can't control herself and goes far away. Rose immediately goes with her and tells her that the girl has much more power than we thought, because she had gone from Rose's mind. Now Abra had to investigate the child's murder. She knew that only Danny could help her in this. That's why she doesn't go to school the next day, but goes to meet Danny. Danny is also happy to meet her, and tells her that the one Abra thinks is magic is called shine. At that time, Abra tells Danny about the vampire cult, who had murdered the child. Actually, Abra wanted them to take out the dead body of the child, after which the vampire cult would be punished for their deeds. But Danny doesn't want to get into all this mess. He also advises Abra that you should also stop using your shine, or that cult will sense you and kill you too. Then their meeting ends here, and at night, the same soul comes to meet Danny, which used to come often, who says to Danny that you should help Abra, or else the cult will find Abra and kill her. And as far as I am concerned, I am now going to my soul's world forever. I will never come to meet you again. Danny was a little sad to hear this, but now he had decided to help Abra. The scene cuts, and now we see that the vampire Rose separates her soul from her body, and then flies in the sky, sensing Abra's shine power, and enters her house. She wanted to go into her memories, control her, and wanted to kill her, but Abra already knew about her arrival. So Abra had laid a trap for her. As Rose goes into her memories, Abra grabs her hand, which hurts Rose a lot, and she runs away from here without doing anything. When she comes here, she finds out that another member of her cult, who have become quite old, is missing, as they have left with Nodium. And she asks him what is happening. You told me that we don't die. Rose says that it was not like that. I told you that the more we take steam, the more we stay alive. During the conversation, they see that their grandpa died, and Rose and all her friends eat the steam coming out of her body. Here Rose's friend tells her that we are going to find Abra, but we can't take you with us, because she can control your mind and can also know our plan. Here Abra also contacts her friend Danny through her shine, and tells him that she had controlled Rose's mind, and she found out that they are coming to catch Abra anytime. And as soon as Danny knows this, he decides to come and help her. Danny was on his way with his friend when Abra took her soul and came with him in his car. He told Danny that she has learnt a new trick, with the help of which she can control anyone's mind. As soon as she says this, she goes to Danny's mind, where she sees a lot of boxes and Overlook Hotel. Now they reach the same place, where the vampires group had buried the child. Here Danny's friend, who came with them, was not understanding what Danny and Abra were trying to do. But still, he helps them when they take out the dead body of the child from the ground. So Danny's friend also started believing that he had some powers. This mission was so big that Abra could not do it without informing her parents. So in the morning, she goes to Danny and his friend to her house, controls her dad's mind, and shows him the entire story of the child's murder, and also tells him about the vampires cult group. Abra wanted the police to catch the vampires group, but her dad says that the group has been alive for many years. They must have done something for the police. It is better to kill the vampires. Now Abra uses her powers to know the location of the cult, and she finds out that they were coming to catch Abra. Now Danny makes a plan to deceive them. These three boys come to a jungle with Abra, and sensing Abra's powers, the entire cult group comes to the same jungle. After coming here, The cult sees Abra sitting there. To relax Abra, Andy uses her hypnotization powers, and then comes to Abra and injects her with a sedative. But then it turns out that she did not inject Abra but her little Teddy. And all these cult groups were the magic of Abra. Through her magic, she showed them something else. Abra was not actually present there. Abra was at her house, and we saw that a vampire reached there, the one who had found Abra's trap. So he sent his entire cult group to the same place, where Abra had set the trap, and he himself came to catch Abra at her house. Here in the jungle, Danny, Abra's dad and Danny's friend, start shooting and killing the vampire group one by one. The shooting starts from both sides, where more vampires were killed. Here Abra's dad and Danny's friend ran out of bullets. Only Danny's gun has the bullets, and only one Andy was left alive. As soon as Danny picks up the gun to kill Andy, she hypnotizes him and puts him to sleep. And before she kills Danny, Abra uses her powers to wake Danny up. Now Danny was not fully awake when he heard the sound of the bullet, and the bullet hit Andy. It turned out that it was Danny's friend who had shot, and in anger before dying, Andy uses her powers. She commands this man to kill yourself. This hypnotized man shoots himself and he is killed. Now the scene of Abra's house is shown, where a member of the vampire group takes Abra from here after making her unconscious. Although Abra's dad tries to stop him, but everything goes wrong. When Abra regains consciousness, she was tied to a car seat. She was given the overdosage of the chemical substance, because of which she was not even coming to her senses, and neither was she able to use her powers. Here when Danny finds out that Abra has been kidnapped, he is very upset. With this upset mind, he decides to drink alcohol again after many years. But this time too, he gained control of himself, and then used his shine to find Abra, and finds her. With his shine, he goes inside the body of Abra. He controls the mind of the driver and makes their car accident, because of which that man died badly after getting out of the car. In this way, all these vampires were almost killed except Rose, whom they had not brought in this mission. Now Rose takes all the steam stored in her thermos to make herself stronger. So he decides to take revenge on Abra and Danny. Danny tells Abra that Rose has become so powerful that she will not leave us. I am going to a place to teach her a lesson, which is very dangerous for Shine people, and that is Overlook Hotel, from where many souls were after Danny. Danny believed that if it is dangerous for Shine people, then it is more dangerous for vampires. As soon as Danny comes to this hotel, he goes to the boiler room and turns on the boiler. Then he goes to a bar room where a soul offers him alcohol, because this soul knew that Danny is an addict and could sell his soul like his dad. But he controlled all his emotions and did not get trapped in the soul's trap. Now Danny and Abra see that Rose has also come to this hotel, sensing both of them. And as soon as she comes here, she sees a lot of blood coming out of the lift. After this, Rose goes ahead and finds Danny and Abra, who had attacked her with their shine powers. Because of this attack, now Rose is in a strange world which was like a puzzle, where Abra was attacking her again and again. Now the next time, when Abra comes to attack her, Rose is ready. She catches Abra to kill her, but then she finds out that this mind is not of Abra but of Danny, where he wants to lock her in a box. As soon as she realizes this, Rose comes out of Danny's mind. Later she was in front of Danny and Abra. Abra runs after seeing her, when Rose offers Danny to join her cult. But as soon as Danny refuses and is about to attack her, Rose takes his axe from his hand and attacks him. This attack hurt Danny a lot. Rose had now picked him up and thrown him down the stairs. Because of the pain, his shine was coming out of him, which Rose was now taking inside her. Now here Rose goes inside the mind of Danny to kill him, where Danny immediately opens all the boxes in his mind, in which he had kept all the souls of Overlook Hotel. Those souls which were locked in Danny's mind for many years in the boxes were very hungry. As soon as they came out, like a hungry lion, and attack a vampire, rose and kills her badly and eats her. After that, all these souls had taken control of Danny. They possessed him. Then Danny, to kill Abra, takes his axe and runs after her. Here Abra also sees all the souls of this hotel, and that's when Danny comes in front of her. Danny, with great difficulty, takes himself out of the possession of all the souls, and tells Abra, "I had turned on the boiler room here. This hotel will explode at any time, so get out of here. All the souls here will be killed." At the last, Danny sees his mom's soul in front of him. This made his death easier. Abra, standing outside, was watching the whole hotel burn, and she was more saddened by Danny's death than the hotel burning. Anyway, the scene cuts and we are shown the scene after many days that Danny's soul comes to meet Abra. Just like a good soul used to come to meet Danny, we have come to know that all the souls of that hotel are now after Abra. That's why Danny has taught Abra the same magic that the soul has taught Danny, of locking all the souls in a box. Here, while talking to someone, Abra is sensed by her mom. She comes and asks, "Who are you talking to?" Abra does not lie and tells her that she is talking to Uncle Danny's soul. "Mom, do you know that there is also an afterlife, in which Danny is absolutely fine and so is my dad?" After hearing this, her mom feels good. Abra goes to the washroom to imprison the old soul that Danny had locked in the box at the start of the film. And just by showing this, the movie's story ends here.